Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. My business is Inventing A to Z. At Inventing A to Z, I work with clients to take their products from concept to fruition, from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between, the right way. If you want to contact me, email me, Lisa at inventingatoz.com. My website, inventingatoz.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascalise, the inventress, CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z and AOE. But welcome to the Inventress Podcast. Not but, welcome to the Inventress Podcast. So today I'm super excited because I'm interviewing a good friend of mine for many years. She is an actress, an activist, an artist, an inventor, a playwright, a director, you name it. Sheryl Lee Ralph does that. Well, I let the name out before I was ready, but I couldn't help it. Sheryl Lee Ralph is, you may know her from Dreamgirls, Technicolor Dreamgirls, the play on Broadway, the original Technicolor Dreamgirls. She has been nominated as Best Actress in a Musical. And listen, you'll all know why when you look her up. Wicked is one of the plays that you may know. I mean, she was just phenomenal in Wicked. I think she played she played, I want to say, Madame Maribel. Very scary. Madame Maribel. Don't say that not even 2 times fast because you'll mess it up. She's in a Hallmark show. She's in movies. From everything from the one I love the best this year was Christmas Comes Twice. She plays with Tamara. You guys know that. Who that is. Instant Mom, Tia and Tamara. The Distinguished Gentleman, Just Getting Started. The Mistress with Robert De Niro. And the list goes on and on and on. I could introduce her for an hour, promise you. Well, without further ado, I must introduce the incomparable, amazing Sheryl Lee Ralph. Thank you, Sheryl, so much for being on the Inventress Podcast. I so appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I so appreciate you. You know, we've known each other for many years. I started going back to the time where, when we met. And that was, I believe the first time was at the Odyssey. I think
that was forever ago.
That was the Odyssey. Yes, we were at the Odyssey. You were performing. Jasmine, myself, Bevy, we were all speaking on the same platform. Bevy Smith, Jasmine Guy, and do you remember? And you were the performance. You were it. You were the big deal, and as you are. It was amazing, amazing. And then after that, we met for dinner and we kept on. Here we are. We kept it moving.
That's right.
So Sheryl, I mean, I just have to, I want to make an introduction. I'm talking to you like it's just you and I, but so many people will be viewing this amazing vision of you in your beautiful red. So I want to make a proper introduction to those out there listening and who will be watching this incredible conversation, I call it. Everyone, this is the lovely Sheryl Lee Ralph. Some of you, all of you, may know her from Dreamgirls, the original Dreamgirls. You have been nominated Tony Award-winning Best Actress in a musical, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I know why. And many of us certainly know why. You've been in many, many movies. You've written books. I mean, from your movies, some of them are Sister Act, The Mighty Quinn, The Mistress, Just Getting Started, The Distinguished Gentleman, Christmas Comes Twice, which I can't stop watching ever. Can't stop watching on Hallmark, Christmas Comes Twice. That was Tamara, right?
That was Tamara,
I
yes.
still can't get them straight. There's T and Tamara, and they both still look alike to me. They still look like twin, Are they identical?
There's a mark that separates them though.
I try. I mean, I know that she was in the movie with you and it was amazing. And I
Mhm.
keep on, every time I see it, I'm compelled to watch it over and over and over again. And everything else you do from Wicked, we were there
Mhm.
backstage with you. You were
Yes.
amazing in Wicked, and just so many other things. I could introduce you forever with all of the movies and the plays and the shows and the everything that you do. Which brings me to Cheryl, how do you?
It's all
How
about balance. It's all about and only about balance. I always tell people life is a habit. It's either a good habit or a bad habit, but it's also a balancing act. And you really have to know how many balls can you keep up in the air without dropping one. And very often you've got to be able to do it all by yourself because I've never seen a balancing act where there are two people balancing the same balls. I've seen the acts where they throw the balls and they catch and receive the balls. But when it comes to true balance, that's something that you have to have for yourself.
and you somehow have captured that balance. And you really do, because I mean, you're here. You're here. I know how busy you are. I know how busy you are. You're with your family. You're doing films and plays and everything else. Your husband is a senator, so that I'm sure you're involved with a lot of things he's doing, especially right now.
That's right. That's right.
You
So
know,
it's really, for me, now you've mentioned those things, wife, mother, head of my own company, truly, creative officer also of my company and my family. And if all I had was just those four hats to wear, those four balls to keep up in the air, that would be a lot.
that would be a lot.
Mhm.
So Cheryl, tell us about your company.
Island Girl Productions and the Diva Foundation. Island Girl Productions, that's what I run the things that I produce through, my digital talk show, redefine my digital talk show, which is Divas Simply Quarantined. You can find that and it's up on the Divas Simply Singing or Diva.Foundation website, and you can watch and listen. And I run everything that I do through my production company. So I'm happy to have one. And if you're going to be in business, it's also, if you use your business and use it well, it's good for your taxes.
Extremely good advice.
Yeah.
Great
I
advice.
don't I don't think enough of us take seriously how certain things are literally put into place if you're going to run a business so that you can run your business better and do better with your taxes, what you pay or what you don't pay because of your business.
Mhm.
And I find that very important. I mean, I'm still learning some of these things.
We continue to learn. Isn't that life every single day? Try to grab
Yeah,
nuggets, right? Just
absolutely.
grab nuggets every single day. And I have
I
to,
want to be though, I don't want to just grab nuggets though. I tell you, I want to be like oh gosh, what was her name? Vivica Fox.
Vivica,
One
yes.
day, one day, Vivica Fox and I were having a conversation, and she said, "Sheryl Lee Ralph, I just want to wake up in the morning and hear the cash register ring."
Yes, Vivica. You
And I
know,
was like, "Girl, this that just struck a chord with me. I want to go to sleep and have hear the cash registers ring. That's what I want. I want to know that I have done what I could do to put things in their proper place so that I could take advantage of these things in an honest and responsible way." Yeah,
make money while you're sleeping.
yeah,
Keep it coming in. And you know
yeah.
what I love? I love that. I love that. And I love how benevolent and giving and kind you are, because you're such an activist. I mean, we know that I know that you're on many boards and helping other people. And I know that you give, and it's so wonderful to be able to bring money in, yes, to take care of your lifestyle, but you also give. You give a lot. You give a lot of yourself.
You know,
You,
what is it that we learned in church? To whom much is given, much is required.
amen.
You can't make a lot and then not give a lot. If you're able to make a lot, then you're being put in the position to give a lot, you know? And if you can, you should, because when your life is over, it's not going with you. So it's like sprinkle those seeds far and wide for good. You know, my parents, I'm here in Jamaica, and my parents started building a primary school out in the country. I remember my parents, I was young and they started building this school. And I thought to myself, why are they doing this? Is it going to matter? All these years later, it is now the primary school in the town that my mother was born. And I think, wow, suppose she didn't plant that seed, she and my father, to start building that school.
What
So you gotta do with what you've got. You must. It's your responsibility.
It is your responsibility. And I love that you're saying that, because we're not here for ourselves. And
No, we're
again,
not. And too many of us think that we're here for ourselves. And also, too many of us have not experienced giving, so we don't know how to give. So many, we have these incredible historically Black colleges and universities. Students go to the school, they graduate, and then they don't give back. If you don't give back to your school, who do you think is? That's how schools survive. You must be able to give back to your school so that they can survive, but not just survive, thrive.
thrive. And
Yeah.
again, you're so right. And I have to go back to having you on the show. I spoke with you. We text yesterday, and you text right back. And that's what I love about you also. You are so busy with all of the things that you do. And I reached out and I said to you, this is a time where we really need to, which you know well, reach out to entrepreneurs. My group, my crowd is the entrepreneur inventor group. These are people I mentor, etc. And I said,
Yeah.
this is the time where they're feeling not necessarily so motivated or driven, because there are so many failing small businesses out there. And we have to keep inspiring and motivating and giving. And the second I text you, you were like, there, I'm done. What is it? Tell me, Lisa, what do you want me to say, do, whatever? How can I motivate and inspire? And
Well, that's because we're going through some very trying, difficult times.
Mhm.
But, somehow I always go back to, church for me, because, that's where I got a lot of life wisdom. Believe it or not, there's some great stories about living in the Bible. But one of the things, there was a song that was, in later in life, and it says, sometimes you've got to encourage yourself. Sometimes you've got to speak victory during the test, because no matter what you are going through, God is there for you, and you have got to be there for yourself as God is there for you. And, I might talk about God, but other people believe in other things. I just believe and know that there must be something greater than myself. So for me, it's about tapping into that higher power, that greatness, that thing that is greater than I am, so that I can recharge again, so that I can be empowered again, so that I can move forward in strength. And you've got to know how to do that. You've got to know that you can plug in to a higher source.
Without him, we are without. I say it every day.
Although I always say, God must be a woman, because things couldn't be so perfect. God must be a woman.
100%. And yes, he is looking, she's looking, is saying yes. Ladies, get it together and lift each other up 2 hands at a time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to use that foot. But by the
Yeah.
grace of
And
God, every
by the
single
grace of
morning,
God.
by the
And
grace of
also
God.
right now, I just wrote something in my Twitter, and it said that right now at this time, women are under extra pressure. I mean, we know we're always under pressure,
Yes, we are.
but right now, women in particular are
Mhm.
under extra pressure. COVID-19 is a pressure.
Mhm.
And during this pandemic, we know that most women are more likely to be the teachers, pressure. They're
Yes.
more likely to be the custodial janitors, the cleaning services, women, pressure. They are more likely to be the essential frontline workers, women, pressure. And the pressure is coming from all sides.
Yes, it
Before
is.
COVID, there was one thing that women are known to do, and that is to put everybody else first. Women are known to think of themselves last.
Always.
Women are known to give up everything to make sure that others move forward, forgetting about themselves.
And it's
And
innate. It's innate, Cheryl. No matter, I believe it's innate. We have to practice. We really have to try and practice to put ourselves first, don't you think?
practice self-care, practice wellness, the same sort of medical treatment you tell others to get, take others to get, provide for others. Make sure that you are getting it for yourself. Mental illness, depression, all of the diseases that they want to say, lifestyle diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of those things, these
Yes.
are things that we must pay attention to in our life so that we do not succumb to them.
100%. It really, and it's really, I know for me, and West Indian, I have to say it has a lot to do with it. West Indian culture, we give and we always do. We just do it naturally, not because anybody's asking us or telling us to do it. We just, I believe culturally we do it. And as women, so we have uh, a double, not, it's not a whammy because I still love it. I still love it, giving and caring and all of those things. But like you said, we have to really take a moment, take time to take care of ourselves first before we can,
Absolutely.
make a big dish of curry goat and rice and peas and all that. We gotta take care of ourselves before we get in the kitchen and start doing our
Hold
spice.
on.
Yes.
I'm a vegetarian, right? But
No, I
since
don't. But
I've been here in Jamaica, girl, I'm longing for some curry goat.
how are you not eating curry goat while you're there? How will you suppress it? See, again, you're my hero because I give in. I'd be given in hook, line, and sinker. Sorry, vegetarian out the window, vegan out the window. I'd be yamming on some curry goat.
That's what I feel like. I've got my hard dough bread, my cola champagne, my bun and cheese, all of that I can say no to. The curry goat, I've said no to. The fish should be baked, but I'm namming it fried.
Oh,
But
all
I'm
right. So
telling you,
so that's the credit. So you're not eating the curry goat, but you're frying the fish. Wait, hard dough bread,
yes.
what? Bun and cheese?
Oh God, yes. I'm
I
telling
can't,
you,
wait, hold on. I can't saltfish,
every other day.
but that you can eat.
Every other day. That I
Oh,
can eat. And the kalaloo, which
oh,
is our island spinach.
listen, that's in your grocery store. That's in your grocery store in the backyard, right? The kalaloo? It's in the grocery store. You don't have to leave the house. The
That's
groceries are,
right.
my father said that, my parents always, of course. We didn't leave the house. We didn't have to go to the grocery store. The grocery store was in our backyard, in our yard, in front yard, backyard, side
That
yard,
too. Yeah.
everywhere. You are so blessed, honey.
Thank
I'm
you.
just I'm so proud of you and just so enamored by everything always. It's years and
Thank
I
you.
look at you and I'm so inspired. As I said,
Thank
when I'm feeling a little tired and I don't feel like getting up right away, I look at Sheryl Lee Ralph's bio and I go like this, get up, let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Move it, move it, move it.
You know, today I was talking about, you know, life, how we see it, because we've been, you know, we've been going through so many difficult times, and sometimes it seems like people are seeing life through two different lenses, you know, that you might be looking at what you see behind me and you see palm trees and all of that, but somebody else is probably looking and they see a maple tree or an oak tree or no tree at all, and we have to really think, wait a minute, what's going on here? Are we not seeing the same picture? What's happening? So I just say that to say we need to either get some new glasses or take off the rose colored glasses.
Yes.
But starting now, women especially must really start seeing it for what it is.
Yes. Yes. Cheryl, I
See
really
it
appreciate, I
for what
love
it
that.
is.
I love that because yeah, we wear a couple of different lenses and yeah, we do. Take a look at it. And I think today we can. After going through all of the COVID, we're allowed to do that. I mean, here I'm in my dining room and just very, very casually. I would never do this before. You know, I'm looking at my pictures. Something's not even back here. Usually it would freak me out, but today it's not. Because that's just the way
You know
it
what? It's so interesting that you say that, because I usually travel with my green screen, right? And I put my green screen up to create wherever it is I want to be.
Uh-huh.
But I've arrived here and I realized, no, this is exactly where I want to be. No green screen, no filter needed, no
Yes.
ring light needed. Let me just sit here.
And what a beautiful place to be. No better place, you know, a place of your heritage, your background, your my gosh. I would love to be there right now. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
telling you,
I'm
I keep telling
smelling
my friends, just come on.
I'm smelling it. I smell it. I tell you, the first time I got off the flight in Jamaica, with my sister and I went to Jamaica. We were, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. My parents allowed us to go, which was a big deal. And I got off the plane and I could smell everything that my parents told me about the stories. I could smell. Is that correct? I mean, I know you can relate to that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
could smell,
absolutely.
right? I could smell everything, the beauty and the warmth and the food and the everything and the natural. Everything was so natural and warm. And
I love the fact that at night,
uh-huh.
the soundtrack of nature is just so beautiful. And to just hear Mother Nature herself sing in all of her different voices, it's absolutely amazing. And I love that. In
You're
fact,
so
my next book,
magical.
I might have to write about something like
I
that.
did you
I
hear what
must.
I said? This is what I said. I said, you are so magical. You just made that into a story. You could sing that right now and turn it into a Broadway play, a
Hey,
musical, if you will.
I I came down here and I said, you know, somebody kept, you know how you keep getting these messages all the time, and
Uh-huh.
somebody keeps saying to me, where is the children's book? Where is the children's book? You've got to write the children's book. And we have never found a time when it has been easier for you to write your story, write your book, tell your story. You know, when I wrote my first book, Redefining Diva, you know, that was a
I
whole
have it.
thing,
I
you
have that.
know.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, now you've got to get Redefining Diva 2.0.
Oh,
Download
done.
the audio version. What I did was I had the rights to the audio book. So I created during the first lockdown of COVID
Mhm.
last year, I started recording the book and I started updating it. I started, you know, tweaking it and changing it and making the book more absolutely from my point of view. Because sometimes when you work with big companies, you know, you've got editors, you've got publishers, you've got people that want certain things in the stories, you know. And I wanted to go back and read what I had written and, you
Mhm.
know, get it more to my voice, which I was able to do with the audio version. So it's Redefining Diva 2.0, and you can download it on Audible. So I encourage you to listen to the book. It's a different experience.
Mhm.
Listen to the book. And now I'm working on a children's book.
Yay! You're doing it.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration. This is it, girl. This is what I'm talking about. All right, do we know the title?
No, we don't know the title, but
Not
it's
yet? Okay.
probably going to be, well, I won't say. I'll just keep
Yeah,
it.
don't say.
Yeah.
Don't say.
But
You're
it's
such an
definitely a life lesson story.
uh-huh.
You know, what is it to chase dreams, to chase your dreams at what cost? Even these are things that even children have to learn.
Absolutely. You're so right. And you're touching on everything. I didn't do Q&A with you because it's a natural flow. We didn't have to
Well,
do
thank you.
questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because it's natural. You're giving us all everything.
Thank
So
you.
many entrepreneurs out there need to understand. First of all, you are, as I said, well, you say you have all of the balls in the air, right? And you just
Yeah.
kind of manage them.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I did have for the listeners, for the viewers, is when they feel defeated, especially new entrepreneurs, they're just starting out, they started their business, now we're in COVID. COVID happened. So they started their business, and now it's like, oh, what do we do now? What
Now,
do you
you know what?
think?
That's very interesting because I started a new business in COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, these headbands, right? During Corona, you know how it was when we weren't able to go to the salon,
Mm-hmm.
right? We weren't able to get our hair done, but I still wanted to look great. So I was blowing my hair out, and I had already scarred myself once with the curling iron. The second time I did it, I said, we're going to stop with the curling iron. So, just blow your hair back or just put on the right hairpiece. And I started putting on these headbands.
Let me see. Lean forward. Oh, nice. Are
Well,
are they yours?
girl, let me tell you, I opened up a shop with my daughter, Shop with Sheryl Lee.
Wait. You opened one?
I opened one, Shop with Sheryl Lee. Now, what is interesting was I was passionate in
Uh-huh.
January about the vote. I was passionate that I didn't care who you were. I didn't care who you were voting for. Okay, maybe I did, but I wanted everybody to know that your vote was important. Do not sit
Yeah.
back. Do not sit out. And I created these T-shirts. COVID hit. I said, oh my gosh, everybody's going to be inside. The message is going to be stopped. What do I do next? So I created these masks that said vote. Oh my goodness. I started getting hit up by people saying,
What?
we need the mask. We need the mask. We need the mask. I couldn't order the mask from China because
Uh-huh.
remember, there was a blockade
Yeah,
happening.
that's right.
And so I was just like, oh my God. I called up my friend.
Uh-huh.
She and I worked together across, the language barriers, Korean American
Mhm.
and me, Jamaican American. And we said, we're putting all these cultures together. I said,
That's
we
right,
need
girl.
to create together.
Uh-huh.
Her company, my company, which sprang up out of nowhere. We come together. She's doing
By
the
the grace of
pressing with
God.
the,
By the grace of God.
thank you.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
She's doing the pressing with the bling and the crystal.
Mhm.
She has the connections to the people with the cotton. And yet, you have to have the right cotton to block the virus,
Yes.
right? Or
Yes.
at the very least, to keep other spray from coming on you,
Mhm.
right? We put these doggone masks out. We're like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to get them to people? Shopify.
What?
Shopify.
What? How did I not know this, Sheryl Lee Ralph? We
Got on Shopify.
what?
Shop with Sheryl Lee.
Okay, everybody,
Put the
shop with Sheryl Lee.
Shop with Sheryl Lee. And now in doing this, I'm still learning. I'm learning that when you do business on the internet, most everybody is honest. They're kind. They're wonderful. They're not trying to rip you off. there are some people out there that pose as shoppers, but they're really
Yes.
scam artists.
Yes.
And they're gonna report you. They're gonna say they didn't get this. They're gonna get it. They're not gonna call you. They're gonna all kinds of things can happen. But
Mhm.
for the most part, it's a great shopping business experience and has been for me.
Oh,
People were looking at me with my red lips. They were like, we got to have the red lips. But I didn't want to just do any kind of red lips
uh-huh.
because every time I put my mask on, your lipstick ends up all over your face, and I'm
Yeah.
not giving up my red lips.
Yeah.
So I had to create and come up with a formula that was less likely to smear all over my face. So we put it together, we put it online, and women loved it. I
The
was just
lipstick
like,
too?
say what?
The lipstick also? So did you do
Yes.
lipstick? You are off the chain.
So
You're off
we
the
did.
chart.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing, and I love it. I'm enjoying it. So we're doing these masks.
Uh-huh.
The T-shirts that I used to do in my speaking engagements.
Yes.
Well, speaking engagements dried up, and I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all these with all these T-shirts? Put them up on the website. People love them.
Well, we need to remind everybody again. Say it again, Cheryl, because we need to get these t-shirts out. We need to get the t-shirts, the masks. Because
Shop
I know
with Sheryl Lee. Shop with Sheryl Lee. In fact, you can go to shopwithsheryllee.com and it'll take you right to my shop.
you are such I'm so uplifted. I want to stand up, but I don't have pants on.
Girl, that is quite all right. But I'm sitting
But-
here in Jamaica, and because my daughter and I run the business,
uh-huh.
we've just learned now, oh my goodness, we have to create how to fulfill orders when we're not there. So we're learning as we're doing business,
Yes.
which has been quite a thing, but I'm happy for it.
Listen, honey, and you could call me anytime to give you some tidbits and insight to how
Thank
you could
you.
do this. We need to talk about these things because you know that where they need to go. You know what I'm going to say. You know where they need to be. Are you
Thank
kidding,
you.
Sheryl Lee Ralph? Let's get this on QVC, girl.
Hey, I would love to.
Let's
But
do it.
the hard part for me when I think about it is, okay, with my company, I can order 1,000 pieces. I'm going to sell 1,000 pieces.
Right.
You have to tell me, like, how many pieces do you have to order to be on someplace like QVC?
Well, I will tell you, I always negotiate those numbers, and we've had this conversation before. I will negotiate all of those numbers for you. So when I present your product at QVC, your beautiful masks, the lipstick, it's going to be everything. It's all about, it's a Sheryl Lee Ralph collection. How about that, QVC? We're coming at you. The Sheryl Lee Ralph collection. Let's do this. Let's do this, Cheryl.
I would love to do that because there's one thing I've learned that women, they love their lipsticks. And I'm very happy. I created, my daughter's looking at me. I'll be right there.
See, this is
so
how
funny.
you got to just do you. My doorbell was ringing a few minutes ago. The garbage truck came by. This is our reality, right?
That it's an absolute reality. And I think more and more people are in this same reality, learning how to balance that, the reality versus what work and life are expecting from them. I was looking at my walls and I said, these walls did not expect to be an office. They did not think that was what it was going to be for them. But so I love that idea of QVC. I think that I've always wanted that, and women always love great lipstick. And I love that I've been able to create Red Lips by Sheryl Lee Ralph, and it's all shades of red, and we just keep bringing out a new shade of red. Everybody thinks there's a universal shade of red, and I guess that would be the shade that works on you.
Well,
so that means there are many different shades of red.
There are, and that's a Pantone color chart.
Thank
we can talk about we can talk about that on our call.
There
Let's
you go.
connect offline here, and definitely we'll let the Sheryl Lee Ralph collection unfold.
There you
I,
go.
I mean, you're in a different place. I mean, when we start talking about all of the inventing and all that, that was a time where it wasn't time. Now is God's time, and it's your time. And that red lipstick had definition back then. It really has definition and meaning now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But you started out asking me about how people feel when they're defeated. When you
Yes.
feel defeated, you're so close to being defeated, and being defeated is not a place you want to be unless you're going to learn from that defeat.
How do
You
they get
know,
out of that place, Cheryl? Like, if the what advice do you have for these feeling defeated entrepreneurs or people in general? I'm gonna stick with entrepreneurs because they're trying to start a business and they feel like they're being pulled back. What is your advice?
listen, I'm
Mhm.
an actor. I am an artist. If I couldn't do, if I couldn't get paid for my art, I would do it anyway. I'll never be defeated by somebody not giving me a paycheck because I'm working and living in my joy,
Oh,
working and living in my joy. So I've got to say, first of all, why is my battery running low right now? I've got to say, get in your joy, and then you will never, ever, ever be defeated. Don't you ever
woo!
work for just a paycheck.
Woo!
Don't do that. Work for your life, work for your happiness, work for the love of being able to do what you do while you are alive.
My gosh, work for your joy. We went to church, Cheryl. This is so wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being on the Adventures podcast. Can't
Thank you.
wait. I can't wait to see you again and hug you and kiss you and just congratulate you on all of your incredibleness. Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else? I mean, you've shared a lot of anything else we need to know. Any Hallmark is forget about it. You need to be on Hallmark more because that's well, I mean, you're everywhere. You're on everything. I
Thank
watch
you.
everything that you do.
Thank
I
you. Well, I
multi-view.
encourage everybody to please download my book from Audible, Redefining Diva 2.0. That's Redefining Diva 2.0, available on Audible and shopping. The store will be opened up in February. Shopwithsheryllee.com. Just go to shopwithsheryllee.com, and always remember to look in the mirror and love what you see. Love her, respect her, encourage her, lift her up, cry with her, embrace her, be with her in joy, laughter, tears, and sadness, but love her.
Cheryl, you are phenomenal, amazing. I love you. I miss you. We need to go back to that Italian restaurant in Philly and have that meal. I had Fra Diavolo, as I always do. Uh, just an amazing day. Wait, I have to go back a little bit. Do you remember when you had me on your radio show? Geez, it's got to be, I don't
It
know.
wasn't that long ago because that was the start of all of
I was
this.
on
That
4 years
that
ago.
was probably about 8 years ago.
Jeez, that's a long time ago. Jeez, oh my gosh. It time go it, time passes. We got to live in our happiness. Like you were talking. I mean, just thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad your phone didn't die, didn't nothing, your battery didn't die. Thank you so much for being on the Inventors podcast. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you and hug you, as I said before. And please keep on doing the amazing things you do. And we'll talk. We'll talk in a let's talk tomorrow, girl.
Yes, darling.
Let,
QVC, here we
let,
come.
let's talk QVC. Love you, baby.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye, honey. Take care. So that was an amazing interview. I love Sheryl Lee Ralph. She's one of the most amazing people, not even actors, actresses, hosts, activists, artists. You name it, that is Sheryl Lee Ralph. She puts it all together. I sent her a message yesterday, and literally in 5 minutes or less, she texts back. You talk about genuine, loving, kind, gracious woman, godly woman. Um, I just love her. What else can I say? And I know you guys do too. You know, as she said, go to her Shopify page, Sheryl Lee Ralph. She's got Sheryl Lee Ralph collections. I will absolutely be taking my sister girl and bringing her all of her products to QVC. She's so determined to succeed at everything she does, everything. And like she said, live in your happiness, live in your glory and your grace. And I'm adding things to it, but I don't need to add anything to what Sheryl says because she said it all. She said it all. Live in your happiness, look in the mirror, look at your beauty, laugh with yourself, cry with yourself, embrace your beauty and your love. And that's what I love about Sheryl Lee Ralph. Everybody, keep on doing what you do. Be safe, be well. Please keep coming back to this podcast. This is the first time we're actually doing this via Zoom. So come on back. If you want to find out how to get on my podcast, just email me, Lisa at inventingatoz.com. That's Lisa at inventingatoz.com. Join us. We will be here every single week with many, many surprise guests who will be here to motivate and lift you up 2 hands at a time. And I'm not going to lift my foot because you know why. But sometimes you definitely have to use your foot and they will help us to do that. They'll do that for all of you out there. Until next time.